My dear listener. As you settle in, let the day fade softly behind you. The world outside grows quiet, the air still, and only the gentle rhythm of your own breath keeps you company. Tonight, we will drift together into a curious tale, a dreamlike wandering through the soft and whimsical landscapes of Alice's adventures in Wonderland. This is not a story told in haste, not a tale of sudden action or hurried events. Instead, we will walk slowly, step by step, as though through a garden at dusk, noticing the quiet details of each flower, each pathway, and each turning of the imagination. So, lay your head down. Let your shoulders grow heavy, and allow the story to carry you into calm. Imagine that you are beginning to dream. It begins, as all gentle things do, in the warmth of an ordinary day. Alice sits by a riverbank, the water gliding smoothly, its surface touched now and then by a drifting leaf. The air is drowsy with summer stillness, and the only sound is the soft buzz of insects weaving patterns through the golden air. There is nothing in this moment that seems unusual, and yet, as often happens in the quiet hours of the afternoon, the border between waking and dreaming feels thinner, softer, like a curtain moving in the breeze. It is in this moment that Alice notices a white rabbit. A rabbit with bright eyes and neat whiskers, hurrying past with unusual determination. He is not merely running as rabbits do, he is holding a pocket watch. It ticks and shines faintly in the sunlight, and Alice, curious as ever, rises to follow him. The rabbit slips into a hole at the base of a hedge, and Alice, without much thought, follows. Down she goes, slowly, almost as if floating. Not in a tumble, not in a frightening fall, but in a soft drifting downward, surrounded by shelves lined with curious objects. Jars, books, globes, and tiny ornaments pass gently by as though suspended in the air. The descent feels like a dream that stretches on, until at last she finds herself in a long hallway lit with a warm, amber glow. There are many doors, all locked, save for a very small one, scarcely larger than a mouse hole. Through this door Alice glimpses the loveliest of gardens, filled with flowers that sway like they are breathing, and trees with leaves that shimmer like silver. But she is too large to pass through. At last, with the help of a little golden key and a sip from a mysterious bottle, Alice becomes small enough to pass through the tiny door. On the other side, the garden opens before her, not like any earthly garden, but one that feels woven of imagination. Flowers nod politely as she walks by. A soft breeze stirs the petals, and somewhere in the distance a fountain trickles, its waters catching the light like crystal. There is no hurry here, no sense of time pressing forward. Only a slow drifting through paths bordered with roses and lilies, where the air smells faintly of lavender and mint. The dream deepens. As Alice wanders deeper, she meets curious companions. There is the caterpillar, seated calmly upon a mushroom, exhaling rings of smoke that drift lazily upward like soft clouds. His voice is slow, measured, each word drawn out as if spoken across centuries. Nearby, the Cheshire cat appears, fading into view with a wide, calm smile, before dissolving again into nothing. His laughter is not loud, but rather like the faint chime of distant bells carried on the breeze. Each encounter is less about words, and more about the feeling of strangeness wrapped in comfort, as if in this world, even the unusual is gentle. The path leads Alice to a long wooden table set beneath the trees. Cups, teapots, and plates stretch out endlessly, though many are mismatched, some cracked, others gleaming like porcelain treasures. Here sits the Mad Hatter and the March Hare, pouring tea in a ceremony without beginning or end. The tea is not hurried. Cups are filled, emptied, and filled again, with little regard for order. The air smells of warm bread, honey, and fragrant tea leaves. The conversation drifts like the smoke of a candle, circling but never quite arriving anywhere. Time here is soft, not ticking forward as it does in the waking world, but folding back upon itself like silk. As with all dreams, the path through Wonderland drifts toward its close. Alice finds herself again by the riverbank, where the water flows steadily, unchanged. The rabbit is gone, the garden has faded, and yet the softness of the dream lingers, like the aftertaste of honey or the fragrance of flowers remembered. The sunlight glows gently through the trees, and the afternoon hums with peace. Alice leans back against the grass, her eyelids heavy. She is not troubled by whether it was real or imagined, for the quietness of it is enough. And now, dear listener, as Alice rests, so too may you. Allow your breath to slow. Allow your thoughts to loosen, as if you too were sinking gently into a dream garden of your own. The story grows quieter now, like the final notes of a lullaby fading into silence. Rest well, and let Wonderland drift softly into sleep.